And a happy Tuesday morning here in north central Washington. It is the 10th, well, it's the 10th of February everywhere, I guess, right now. Eric Granstrom filling in for Dan Kuntz on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley for this Tuesday. And another decent day in store for us. It got up to 50 degrees yesterday. Can you believe that for February? What? And I don't know if we're going to get much winter. They're talking about the forecast kind of shoving that back a little bit as far as maybe snow this weekend for the higher elevations. We'll talk about that coming up in just a few moments. Also, another chance for us to meet two more candidates for the Washington State Apple Blossom Festival Royalty Selection Pageant, which is coming up Saturday here on the NCW Life Channel. This morning, we'll introduce you to Parker Averi and Abigail Walker, as they spent time with me in the studio here a few weeks back. And so we'll meet two of our candidates as we meet all 10 this week here on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Well, before we get to the news and sports and Mike McNaughty with his opinion and said candidates for Apple Blossom, let's take a look at what's happening around the valley this morning. As we always do, we'll start with the camera up on Wenatchee Heights, as we affectionately call it, our cross camera this morning. Looks like a little layer of fog hanging over the bench over in East Wenatchee. Other than that, a little overcast this morning, but expecting lots of sunshine today. Good morning, Wenatchee, East Wenatchee. Happy Tuesday, 10th of February, 2026. This is Steins Hill. This is up above Cashmere, and we're looking off towards the east this morning, and you can't really see much of Cashmere down on the bottom there, but you kind of get a better look at our horizon this morning as the sun will be rising here in just a matter of minutes. Camera 3 is going to take us to Orondo this morning. Well, Orondo Rock. You're not quite in Orondo yet looking at this. You see Turtle Rock in the middle of your screen there. Why do they call it Turtle Rock? Because it kind of looks like a turtle there in the middle of the Columbia. By the way, Turtle Rock owned by the Chelan PUD. I don't know if you knew that. You can sort of see some of the runs up at Mission Ridge too in the background there. So good morning, Orondo and the Lake Eniat, as they call it. And underneath the layer of fog, this is going to be beautiful here, probably about 5-10 minutes. This is Billy Goat up again up in the Okanagan County area. You can't see it, but Pateros is there, I promise. Brewster's there, Bridgeport's there. Good morning to north central Washington. The high temperature yesterday, as I alluded to, 50 degrees as we look at our weather almanac. The overnight low 31. Actually, I think we got down below that here a couple minutes ago. Normally, we're at 42 and 27. So, yeah, you can see that we're way warmer than where we normally are. Record high for today was set in 1967 of 59 degrees. The record low, well, 1933, we had quite the cold stretch of weather here in the Wenatchee Valley. It was minus 13 yesterday in 1933. Today, the record low, minus 10 in 1933. Sunrise this morning at 7:12. It'll set tonight at 5:18. Rise tomorrow morning at 7:10 and set at 5:20. So adding 3-4 minutes of daylight every day. Gotta love that, and hopefully it's going to help us warm up. Time for our forecast now. 7-day forecast brought to you by Colonial Vista Senior Living in Wenatchee, where comfort, care, and community come together. 43, yeah, a lot cooler today after the fog burns off in some areas in north central Washington today. So we'll slap a 43 degree on our high today. About freezing level tonight, tomorrow, and as we get through the rest of the week, it's going to be around 30, 32 for our nighttime lows. Sunny again tomorrow, going to warm up a little bit tomorrow with a high of 46 for the Wenatchee Valley. Extended forecast, you see, yesterday they were talking about some of those clouds moving in on Thursday and then giving us some moisture by Friday and the weekend. Now they've kind of push that back a little bit. It should be partly sunny on Thursday with a high of 45. Cloudy on Friday, 44 the expected high, and then a little cooler on Saturday with a slight chance of rain, about 20% chance of rain for the Wenatchee Valley. 42 for the high on Saturday, 41 on Sunday, cooling off in the nighttime hours with a little bit of cold air shifting our direction. 20% chance of rain as well on Sunday. And then Monday, better chance of rain and snow for the higher elevations. They say that snow level going to be around, what did it say, 1,700 feet by Sunday. So all the passes will get snow this weekend. So if you can travel, now's the time to do it. Stevens Pass cleared this morning and 30, bare and wet with ice in places. No restrictions on any of our major mountain passes close to us. Blewett Pass clear and 30, bare and dry with frost and ice in places. Snoqualmie Pass looks like some areas of fog. Roadways bare and wet. No restrictions on the mountain passes this morning. So pretty good if you need to travel in the higher elevations here on this Tuesday morning here in north central Washington. We'll take a break, come back, get you the latest local news coming up, sports news. We'll hear more from those champion Seahawks on the way. It's all right here on a Tuesday edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley.
Your favorite local channel is now available for free on your smart TV and connected streaming devices. Watch live programming and catch up with the latest shows on demand. See the local stories that matter to you. NCW Life, now on Roku, Fire TV, and Apple TV.
We've all dreamt of moving somewhere new. But what are home prices like? How are the schools? What are the state income taxes? And how's the weather? For all your questions, the Coldwell Banker Move Meter has answers. It's the only tool that lets you compare cities by cost and quality of living, so you can get a better idea of what your dream looks like and start making it come true. The Move Meter, only from Coldwell Banker. Live well with Coldwell.
Fibercrete fireproof safety rooms can be the difference between life and death for you and your family. Typical fireproof safety rooms are 8x8 Fibercrete panels providing a solid sanctuary. Fibercrete safety rooms can be above ground, buried underground, or built within new home construction. Best of all, a safety room by Fibercrete is very affordable. Call 360-770-2088. You owe it to your family to find out more about Fibercrete safety rooms.
Are you dealing with a pest or weed issue and you just don't know what to do?
We use the best pest control methods approved for areas with kids and pets.
Whether it's rats, mice, ants, or spiders,
or something else altogether,
we provide the coaching and solutions you're looking for.
And you can know that your dollars are supporting a local, family-owned and operated business.
Allow us to help you get back to living healthy and pest-free. Harvest Valley Pest Control.
Looking for sunshine in our forecast today. High temperatures in the low 40s. We're at 32 outside our studios. In for Dan Kuntz, Eric Granstrom with you on a Tuesday, the 10th of February 2026. Your latest local news right now. The Chelan County Commissioner Brad Hawkins is among a group of county and state officials en route to Stehekin today to assess damage from December's heavy flooding and windstorms. The remote Lake Chelan village suffered destruction of its wastewater treatment plant, plus a levee breach that left the Stehekin River flowing through residential areas. Hawkins is to travel by boat with Chelan County Natural Resources Director Mike Caputa and representatives from Governor Bob Ferguson's office. Stehekin is the gateway to the North Cascades National Park, and villagers are calling on the Army Corps of Engineers to rebuild the Company Creek levee this spring. A community-wide meeting between officials and Stehekin residents is scheduled for this afternoon. The leader of a home invasion linked to domestic violence has been sentenced to 8 months in custody. 20-year-old Christian Adame Ibarra pleaded guilty in Douglas County Court last week to second-degree burglary and third- and fourth-degree assault. He was one of 3 men who forced their way into an East Wenatchee residence in late November to confront a former girlfriend. Sheriff's deputies say during the struggle, one of the intruders allegedly shoved a 90-year-old woman to the ground. Judge Brian Huber ordered Ibarra to serve his time as a mixture of work release and electronic home monitoring. The 2 other men accused of acting as accomplices have yet to stand trial. City of Chelan has issued a draft environmental assessment looking at the impacts of a proposed runway relocation at Lake Chelan Airport. The planned changes at the small airport would require acquisition of about 80 acres to widen and shift the runway so it can meet new aviation standards. It would also force nearby Howard Flats Road to be realigned. Hangars and outbuildings that support the runway would also have to be relocated, and the airport would have to invest in a new automated weather observation station. City of Chelan owns the airport, and the draft assessment can be viewed on the airport section of the city's website. Members of the public have until February 27th to give their comments on that proposal. The Washington State Department of Transportation is expected to extend a closure of the Hanson Road overpass in Moses Lake, which remains without an estimated reopening date. The bridge over I-90 was closed on January 17th after a scheduled inspection determined the structure has significant deterioration on its deck and pier caps. DOT says there is no temporary fix to reopen the road due to the deterioration. Repairs an estimated cost between $5 million and $20 million, depending on the extent of the work needed. All I-90 exit 174 ramps remain open, and detours are available using exit 169 at Hiawatha Valley Road. DOT said additional inspection and testing occurred on January 19th, and a repair plan is in development. Electric customers throughout Chelan County may qualify for assistance in paying their utility bills. Chelan County PUD commissioners last week adopted a new customer bill assistance program designed to support the district's most vulnerable ratepayers. The utility district will now offer discounts to eligible ratepayers on their monthly residential electrical, water, and wastewater bills. The 25% discount will apply to households earning less than 80% of Chelan County's median income of $54,000. The Chelan PUD's discount program previously only supported senior and disabled ratepayers who qualified. It was also open only to those who earn 50% to the median income rather than the revised 80%. An estimated 10,000 households could qualify for the discounts. The expanded program begins on June 1st. The empty seat on the Chelan Fire and Rescue Commissioner Board has been filled. The district announced Monday that Jim Ettinger would join the board beginning February 18th. He takes over for Ron Simmons, who had just been reelected to a new term in November before leaving the board. Ettinger was selected after he and two other candidates interviewed for the position on February 4th. His seat with the fire district's governing body has a 6-year term and will conclude December 31st, 2032. Well, ballots are due today for the February special election, during which some north central Washington voters will decide on several measures related to school and safety funding. In Chelan County, the Patera School District is asking for voters to approve an educational programs and operations replacement levy. Similarly, the Palisades and Quincy school districts are seeking renewal of EP&O levies, and the Cooley Heartland School District is asking for a replacement enrichment levy. The Arando School District is hoping to get the renewal of its EP&O levy and capital levy for technology and facility improvements. In both Chelan and Douglas counties, the main election issue is the Rivercom sales tax proposal, which aims to add 0.1% to local sales tax to help improve emergency dispatching. We'll have more local news coming up tonight with Grant Olson in the News Center. We'll have that at 5, 6, and 10 o'clock here on the NCW Life channel, your local TV station. If you have an update for us that you think everybody else should know about, then get a hold of us here at the News Center. news@ncwlife.com is our email address. You can reach out through Facebook. You can also contact us or find the contact information on our website at ncwlife.com. And don't forget, you can also download the apps and be able to watch us anytime, 24/7, whenever you want. You can determine that. You can do that on Apple TV, Roku, or on Fire TV for that information. We'll take a break here on Wake Up with Wenatchee Valley for this Tuesday and get you sports news, much more about the Seahawks and their Super Bowl championship, and a big parade coming up tomorrow. It's right here on the NCW Life channel's Wake Up with Wenatchee Valley.
Her Royal Highness Ella Johnson.
Join NCW Life Channel for live coverage of the Apple Blossom Royalty Selection Pageant Saturday, February 14th. The countdown to coronation starts at 6:30 with a pageant at 7. Coverage is brought to you in part by our Platinum supporter Alpine Air Heating and Cooling, also by Apple Valley Honda and Coldwell Banker Cascade Real Estate. Tune in for the Royalty Selection Pageant live on your local TV station, the NCW Life Channel.
Hey, welcome back to Save Mart. What can we help you find today?
We're looking for a mattress.
Oh, right this way. We got a large selection. We have this pillow top here.
Oh, comfortable.
We have more to choose from down here.
Oh.
I think I have the perfect one over here for you.
I guess we'll take this one.
You'll find it at Save Mart. Full service at a low, low price.
You build more than projects. You build what communities rely on. When the job site runs on results, put Kubota to work. Backed by expert service and support from your local Kubota dealer. Right now, bring home select Kubota KX Series with 0% financing available or save up to $4,800.
I'm Jen Mueller. Watch for my show, I Cook, You Measure on NCW Life. It's part cooking instruction, part entertainment, and all about connecting over food and wine with your favorite Northwest athletes.
Watch I Cook, You Measure with Jen Mueller Mondays at 1, Wednesdays at 2, Fridays at 11 a.m., and Saturday and Sundays at 10:30 p.m. right here on the NCW Life Channel.
Tuesday edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley for this 10th of February 2026. Looking at sunny skies today. Not very warm, not nearly the 50 we had yesterday. 43 the expected high. We're at 32 in downtown Wenatchee. And I noticed what Mac did there. Malcolm, our producer extraordinaire here. He had the Wake Up Wenatchee Valley logo over the top of the Billy Goat camera, which is the sunshine, Very nice, Mac. Very nice. Time for sports news here on a Tuesday. As the ink dries on an incredible Super Bowl winning season for the Seattle Seahawks, the team's celebration of their own accomplishments seems kind of subdued. Maybe that's a reflection of their head coach, Mike Macdonald. Even in the postgame locker room Sunday night, his words were few.
Bring it in, man. Bring it in. Look. What's up, man? This thing's pretty damn beautiful, isn't it? Yeah. You guys are world champions! I got nothing to say. Look, I love you guys. You love each other. We did it together. Let's have some fun tonight. Sam, you break us down. Let's go.
Hey, man, you already know. I don't got much to say. I just want to say I love you guys, man. Love you, boys. Here we go. Mob on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, it was celebratory, but just it's like they had a business-like attitude, and that Bisman-like approach by this team also reflected in the words of quarterback Sam Darnold as he puts his incredible journey to perspective.
I've taken it day by day, throughout my entire career, and it's gotten me to this point. And, that's really all I can say about that, but it's because of the guys in the locker room. Because of our coaching staff working their butts off every single day, that's why we're all here. It almost felt like we got to the NFC Championship, then we won. It was like, oh shoot, we're going to the Super Bowl. It literally felt like it was just part of the process. And we did the same thing today. Offense again I feel like we didn't play as good as we could have. I certainly didn't play as good as I could have, but our defense had our back, our special teams had our back, and we got the win.
They did get the win. By the way, I was just reading about Sam Darnold. When he was in the 9th grade, a freshman in high school, they wanted him to, and I guess they did it with all of his classmates, they wanted you to list your goals and what do you want to do with your life. And the number one goal was to graduate and go to USC. Okay, he did that. Another goal that he had was be a good guy. He wanted to be a good guy. He wanted to get married and have kids. He's engaged. He also said that he wanted to, what was the other thing he said he wanted to do? He's basically achieved all of his goals in his mid-20s. Not bad. Leonard Williams certainly proud of the dominant performance of the Seattle defense to win Super Bowl 60.
I would say relentless, locked in. But the loose and focus thing that, Mike talks about, I think this team really embodies that. I've been telling everybody as soon as I, started working with Mike and Schneider and being a part of this team, it reminds me of my young days when I was in college, when I was in high school, and it's just like guys are just playing for the love of the game. In the NFL, sometimes you see people on different agendas. Sometimes it's about money, sometimes their family, all these different things. There's a bunch of grown men, that have their own agendas. But on this team, our agenda is each other and this team. And I think we really embody that.
Linebacker Ernest Jones IV explains how there's a truly deep connection between he and his teammates.
Man, it's insane, man. I've never been around a bunch of guys that it's literally, nobody thought it was a Super Bowl. It was literally just our next game, and that's how we approached it. And defensively, we came out and we said it early in the year, to win the Super Bowl, it's going to be on our back. So, like I said earlier, I'd be damned if we get one game away and this defense don't show up like we're supposed to.
Julian Love, who had one of Seattle's 2 interceptions in the game Sunday, says it took all 3 levels of the defense playing complementary football to earn that win.
Yeah, it's combined effort. To be able to kind of run the scheme that we do and have success the way we have, it just takes talent. It starts up front. Byron Murphy, honestly, is kind of the heartbeat of our defense. And he's just an unsung hero. I think his name needs to be mentioned more. Him, Leonard Williams, Jaron Reed up front, the depth that we have in the interior. And then our edges are killers. You see Boya, you see D. Hall, you see D. Law. They make plays. And so it starts up front. And the linebackers, Ernest is our leader, our captain. Him and Drake have been playing good ball. And then I would say our rookie, man, having our rookie, young Demon Worry, him and Spoon, man, playing that slot role, they're killers. They're some of the best players in this league. And so allowing that to happen when they can be stout versus the run, having our 4th down be stout versus the run, it allows me to be free, allows me and Kobe, our corners, to be free and just play ball. So it's talent.
There's also this whole thing about shadow boxing. Now, I thought shadow boxing was when a boxer, you see him in the locker room before a fight, and he's doing this with his sparring partner. He's got the gloves up, and he's doing this. I thought that was shadow boxing. No, apparently it's something else. Defensive end Derek Hall echoes the sentiment of his teammates, adding that the shadow boxing also helped bring this team together.
I think our connection, our camaraderie, the things that we do, the shadow boxing is huge for us. I think that speaks testament, the connection and, just being able to shadow box with a running back or a running back being able to shadow box, with a corner and just be able to have that connection and continue to grow relationships through that, I think was huge for us this year. The shadow box king, you looking at him. Yeah, you saw this week. I was going around testing guys on stage. I did lose the big slime before he gets up here and tell y'all that. But, man, it's a special journey, special moment, baby, to share this with these guys. And something so simple just helps bring us so much more connected. It's huge.
So last year it was what with the kids, the 6-7 thing, the whole 6-7 thing. Now it's going to be shadow boxing. 12s will be able to show their support of this team's incredible run tomorrow with the Seattle Seahawks World Champions Parade. All begins at Lumen Field with a trophy celebration at 10 o'clock in the morning, followed by a parade along 4th Avenue in downtown Seattle. That starts at 11 o'clock. By the way, if you want to go to the celebration inside the stadium, got to buy a ticket for that. Go to Seahawks.com to get that. By the way, just one final note on the Super Bowl. The record was $125 million last year for the Super Bowl 59. They say the numbers were way down this year. Now, was it because of the halftime show? I don't know, but it, also because a lot of people thought the game was rather boring. They figured right now, looking at about 113 million people watching the Super Bowl 60 on Sunday. Gonzaga's upset loss to Portland last week knocked the Bulldogs down to number 12 12 in this week's poll. They'll be home tonight in the kennel in front of a national television audience on ESPN2 to host the Washington State Cougars. Game time set for 8 o'clock. NCW Life Channel will be at Wenatchee High School tonight for their rematch between the Panthers and the Eastmont Wildcats. Two teams met last month, a little less than a month ago, with the Eastmont girls winning their game 55-47. The Wenatchee boys prevailed over Eastmont 72-58. Grant Olson will be courtside with your play-by-play. Girls tipping off at 5:30, followed by the boys at 7. This also is the litter box games with competitions between the student bodies of both schools, highlighted by the drumline competition. We will have that broadcast as well here on the NCW Life Channel. The Quincy girls are playing on the road in the District 5 2A tournament tonight at East Valley. The Jackson Devils tip it up at 6 o'clock. Central Washington 2B League tournament wraps up tonight with Tonasket taking on Okanagan for 3rd and 4th at 6 o'clock at Omak High School. Okanagan is the site for the league championship between Lake Roosevelt and Brewster. That will tip at 7:30. Tonight is round 1 of the District 5 1A boys tournament. Chelan hosts Wapato, while Luke plays at Royal. Cashmere hosts Connell, and Omak's on the road at Zilla. All those games get underway at 6 o'clock. Bridgeport and Tonasket play for 3rd and 4th in the Central Washington 2B League tournament. That's at Okanagan High School at 6. Liberty Bell faces Okanagan in Omak for the league title. That is at 7:30. Also, District 5 1B play-in game tonight for Garden City Academy. The Farmers will go up against Thorpe. That game is set for Wenatchee Valley College. That will tip at 7 o'clock. Also, the Wenatchee Wild after a 1-1 weekend of Western Hockey League play. The first of 4 games this week. They'll play tomorrow. Wenatchee and Kelowna begin a home series in British Columbia tomorrow night. That'll start at 7:05. The venue will shift to the Town Toyota Center Friday for a 7 p.m. game. The Wild then head for the front end of another home-and-home series to Spokane Saturday at 6:05. Wenatchee returns home Sunday for a rematch with the Chiefs. That'll be at 4 o'clock in the Wolves' Den. Go to WenatcheeWildHockey.com if you'd like tickets for the home part of those matches. Of course, you're always welcome to travel on the road. Kelowna, by the way, is a beautiful city. If you've never been there before, it's absolutely gorgeous. Reminds me a lot of Wenatchee, just a little bigger. It's a vacation spot. It's kind of a Lake Chelan for the Okanagan with an extra A in the Okanagan, by the way. So, beautiful town. Kelowna. All right, before we get to this day in history, our obscure holiday, all that stuff, time for a morning slurp. We didn't do it yesterday, so here you go. Grab your cup of whatever, cup of Joe, cup of water, cup of, I don't know, Bloody Mary. Let's have a morning slurp. Very nice, Mac. That was stout. That was stout. Malcolm in the background here on the NCW Life Channel. Okay, we had a bunch of things to pick from on our obscure holiday today. Today is National Football Hangover Day, appropriate following the Super Bowl. National Cream Cheese Brownie Day. Now, I've never had that. That sounds kind of good. It's also National Extraterrestrial Culture Day. That started in New Mexico and has spread to a national holiday, but instead we decided to go with National Umbrella Day. Probably the first instance of an umbrella was around 2450 BC. This is when the Egyptians invented an umbrella out of lotus leaves and or feathers and attached them to a stick. You never know, the inauspicious beginnings of something big. These umbrellas were used to shield royalty from the sun, and for all intent and purpose, they worked quite well. Eventually, umbrellas spread throughout Asia and became especially popular in China. As was the case in Egypt, servants in China would use them to shield nobility from rain or sun. Today is National Umbrella Day, or Bumbershoot, as they celebrate in Seattle. In Western Washington, you live there. I mean, that's a staple. You have your wallet, your keys, your phone, and your umbrella because it rains all the time. All right, today in history, it was on this date, February 10th, 1906, 120 years ago, British Royal Navy launches the HMS Dreadnought. the first of a revolutionary new breed of battleships. Dreadnought was the first battleship of her era to have a uniform main battery rather than having a few large guns complemented by a heavy secondary armament of smaller guns. She was also the first battleship to be powered by steam turbines, making her the fastest battleship in the world at the time of her completion. Her launch helped spark a naval arms race as navies around the world, particularly the Imperial German Navy, rushed to match it in the buildup of the First World War. It was 72 years ago, in 1954, U.S. President Dwight D. Eisenhower warns against the United States intervention in Vietnam. His words fell apparently on deaf ears. It was on this date in 1962, 64 years ago, 18 months after his spy plane was shot down and he was captured, pilot Francis Gary Powers is exchanged for captured Soviet spy Rudolf Abel. Powers would eventually work as a test pilot and a traffic reporter in Los Angeles. He and his cameraman were killed August 1st, 1977, when the KNBC helicopter he was flying ran out of gas. Gary Powers, that whole story. That captured America, by the way. It was, you know, I mean, the Cold War was going on, and then suddenly we lose one of our guys, and it's over their airspace, and it was kind of a bad deal. 1967, 59 years ago, the 25th Amendment to the United States Constitution ratified. It clarifies that the vice president would become president if the president dies, resigns, or is removed from office by impeachment. It also establishes the procedure for filling a vacancy in the office of the vice president. Additionally, the amendment provides for the temporary transition of the president's powers and duties to the vice president, either on the president's initiative alone or on the initiative of the vice president together with a majority of the president's cabinet. It has become movie line stuff with that particular 25th Amendment to the U.S. Constitution. All right, celebrating birthdays today. We all have live people today. Happy 76th birthday to Mark Spitz. This is what he looks like today. Doesn't have that signature mustache anymore. Mark Spitz won an unprecedented 7 gold medals at the 1972 Munich Olympics. Even more remarkably, they were all won in world record time. He had previously won 2 gold relay medals, a silver and a bronze, in the 1968 Mexico City Olympic Games. Mark Spitz having his 76th birthday today. Also, a happy 59th birthday to actress Laura Dern. Began her career in a number of critically acclaimed roles, including Mask in 1985, opposite Cher, then 2 David Lynch films, Blue Velvet to 1986 and Wild at Heart in 1990, before being nominated for her first Academy Award for the indie film Ramblin' Rose in 1993. Dern starred in Steven Spielberg's first Jurassic Park film and would also appear in their sequels. Happy birthday to Laura Dern. Also a birthday today, 52 years young, is Elizabeth Banks. She's got one of the best voices out there. You can hear her in a lot of character work. You can hear her in a lot of commercials. Elizabeth Banks has appeared in a wide range of films, including Seabiscuit in 2003, Sam Raimi's Spider-Man trilogy, and the Lego Movie. We'll talk about her doing voiceover work. Her role in the Hunger Games and trilogy is perhaps her most well-known. 2014, Banks made her directorial debut with The Pitch Perfect 2, in which she also starred. It earned $69 million in its opening weekend to record that for a first-time director. That's pretty good stuff. Elizabeth Banks is 52 today. All right, there you go. That's a look at our news and all that fun stuff here this morning. Mike McNaughty with his opinion coming up. First of all, we'd like to thank our Apple Blossom? No, we'd like to thank our, what do we call it? It's the Platinum. That's it. I was looking for the terminology there. Platinum supporter, Alpine Air Heating and Cooling. Heat or air, call Alpine Air. 509-662-6842. They're on the web at alpineair.net. All right, there you go. We'll have our the next 2 candidates for Apple Blossom. That's what I was thinking about. We have Parker Averi and also Abigail Walker coming up as we continue on with the Tuesday edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley.
NCW Life Channel is your local TV station. We We believe in being the spotlight and mirror to the communities we serve in North Central Washington. Programming on NCW Life would not be possible without our sponsors. Special thanks to our platinum sponsor, Alpine Air. Turn to the experts at Carrier and Alpine Air.
It's time for BC Outdoor Sport Fishing TV, Season 16, with your host, Mike Mitchell.
This is Mike Mad Dog McNaughty, and everybody's entitled to my opinion. Now, I'm going to tell you a secret. I'm a critic of Donald Trump. Duh. Now, some people don't like that. And some of the people who don't like my criticism of the man let me know they don't like it. And some of those folks explain that even if Trump does bad things, other politicians do bad things too. Well, you know, you think about it, that's a pretty immature argument, and it didn't even work with your mom when you were in 3rd grade. Now, some other people point out some of the supposed good stuff that our bully-in-chief is doing and ask me, well, what about these things? And my response is, he's the friggin' president of the United States, for pity's sakes. He better be doing some good things. His doing something positive, however, does not justify his attempts to dismantle our democracy. I just don't think so. This is Mike Mad Dog McNaughty, and that's my opinion.
A kitchen that makes mouths water and jaws drop. A bedroom from a dream with a bath from a spa. A walk-in you'd never want to walk out of. A pool like the fountain of youth. And a view that never gets old. When buying or selling a home of the highest standards, it's comforting to be represented by a real estate company with standards to match. Coldwell Banker Global Luxury. Live well with Coldwell.
You trust the same doctor for your health and the same dentist for your smile. Trust Global Car Care to keep your vehicle running strong. We track your car's history so it gets the right care at the right time. With our 3-year, 36,000-mile warranty on parts and labor, you'll drive away with confidence. Global Car Care, your automotive experts. We service all makes and models, but specialize in Sprinter vans, Mercedes, Audi, Volkswagen, and BMW. Call or visit us today.
Highlander Golf Course and Grill, your place for fun, food, and friends. Happy hour every day, 2 to 7. Try their brand new menu and famous prime rib every Saturday night. Planning a celebration? Book your holiday party, wedding, or private event, even in their exclusive simulator rooms. Highlander Golf Course and Grill, where every day is a celebration. Visit today.
For over 35 years, the Sangster family has been not only representing GMC, but the entire community.
As one of the few family-owned dealerships in Washington, you can count on our personal integrity, which has spanned over 3 generations, to ensure your satisfaction.
Sangster Motors stands behind everything we sell, from GMC professional-grade products and service from a professional-grade dealership.
Remember, caring about your family is what brings you back to ours.
Coverage of the Washington State Apple Blossom Festival brought to you in part by Coldwell Banker Cascade Real Estate. For all your real estate needs, call 509-888-8887. Live well with Coldwell.
Thanks for joining us here on the NCW Life channels. We get a chance to meet the top 10 candidates. We have candidate number 3, right? Did I get that right? Okay, Parker Averi is here. Parker's the daughter of Jamie Hamilton and Ryan Hevley. How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm very well. Thank you for being here today. Before I get into my list of questions, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I'm a senior in high school running for Apple Blossom, and I'm very involved in my school and community, and I love going on trips with my family.
You are very involved.
Yes.
So if you could put a pecking order on what's the most important to you and all the things that you're doing, what is it?
Probably the culture coordinator position at my high school.
Okay, and what is that?
I look over the culture and make sure that all of our events in school are inclusive and that everybody feels safe and comfortable and that there's an activity for each person and kind of just boost morale within the school.
So why did you decide to run for Apple Blossom?
Because I love my community and I've always been involved in my community, and one of my core values is passion, and so I just kind of go after whatever I'm passionate about, and Apple Blossom is passionate about serving the community and representing your community, and that's what I'm all about.
So you say in your bio, which is available on the Apple Blossom website, appleblossom.org, there's a lot of information in there, so thank you for doing that.
Yeah.
You say you like to play games with the family.
Yes.
So is there a game that, okay, we're going to do this, we're going to play this, everybody, because I'm really good at it. What's the game?
The game that I'm really good at?
Well, game that you like to play with the family.
I really like card games. I'm a very strategic person. I also like checkers. But although I'm strategic, I do really like just games that'll get everybody laughing and having fun because I'm also competitive. So the strategic games can get me a little heated, but I do like to play games that everybody can have fun and there isn't really a winner. It's just a fun game to play.
Okay, all right. So Words Against Humanity or something like that.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, we played this fun game called Barnyard where you stand in a circle and there's one person in the middle with their eyes closed and they have to spin around and point at somebody and they say, make a cow noise or make a chicken noise, and that person makes that noise and you have to guess who it is. It's really fun, yeah.
That's cool. I like that. Okay. So 10 years from now, I know you have your game plan of what you want to do with your life. 10 years from now, you'll be, what, 27, 28?
Yes.
I bump into you on the street. What are you up to? What are you doing?
Hopefully, I'm working for the PUD in the fish conservation part. That is a big goal of mine. And I do want to be living in Wenatchee, obviously working for the PUD. I'll be back here. Maybe have some kids and serving my community still, but probably more focused towards conserving and sustaining the natural habitats of fish.
So you're going to Montana State to achieve that education.
Yeah.
So where does that come from? Where did your interest in fish start?
Well, I have been fishing since I was 4 years old. My grandma was really big into fishing, actually, and she would come home and we would have fish for dinner all the time. And she started taking me out in the front yard with this little Barbie rod, and it had a fake fish at the end. She'd be like, okay, Parker, cast to that tree. And I would cast over and over again from 4 to 6 years old until I could probably actually go fishing. And we would just go fishing all the time. We would go to the ponds and she would show me pictures of her big salmon because obviously I couldn't catch big salmon at 6 years old. But yeah, it's been in my life for a long time.
So when you look at yourself and you go, oh, okay, that's a big weakness of mine or that's a big strength of mine, what are they?
I would say one of my weaknesses is patience, but not patience with other people, patience with myself. I have high standards for myself and I feel like I should just achieve everything right away or I should be good at something right away, and that's not the case for most people and including me. And so my weaknesses, probably patience, and my strengths are probably leadership and persistence.
And in the leadership role, you have to be patient with people at times, right?
Yeah.
Because sometimes there's a tendency being a leader is if you want something done right, you got to do it yourself.
Yes.
And that plays into that whole patience game, doesn't it?
Yeah.
If I gave you a day, you had the whole day to do anything you wanted to do, what would you do with that day? You get a free day, Avery. What is it?
4 a.m., I'd wake up and go fishing. I would be done by 1 o'clock, and then I would go out to lunch with my mom and my little brother, and we would play a card game during lunch and go on a walk. And then later that evening, we would get ice cream and watch a movie and hopefully go to bed early since I had woken up at 4 a.m.
4 o'clock, yeah. So the card game, like cribbage, like 21, what are you playing?
We play golf, which is a low-scoring game, obviously, because it's called golf.
Okay.
And we played this game called Sevens. Lots. my brother's favorite game is Uno. It's kind of my least favorite because I think it's luck and he thinks it's strategy, so
Sure.
it causes some arguments between us.
There's that patience coming in.
Yeah.
You said ice cream. So what's your go-to ice cream?
Ben & Jerry's Tonight's Dough, and it has Jimmy Fallon on it, and it's like, I don't even know, cookie dough and brownie and these peanut butter chips. It is so good.
Ooh,
I
haven't
actually
seen
had
that
it
one.
last night.
Really?
So, yeah.
Okay. All right. So it's fresh on your mind.
Yes.
So I know you prepared for this whole thing today.
hmm
What was the question I didn't ask that you really wanted to ask? You wanted me to ask?
I didn't know. I obviously wanted to mention fishing because it's maybe one of the biggest things in my life. There wasn't a question I didn't really want you to ask because I know everything about myself and
Okay.
I was ready for anything.
Okay. All right. Fishing. So that 4 a.m. Are you salmon fishing? Are you trout fishing? What are you fishing for?
Most of the time, I'm fishing for trout.
Okay.
And I fish for salmon mostly in the fall. I don't go salmon fishing a ton. Probably only 2 weeks out of the year I'll go
Right.
salmon fishing. I do like sturgeon fishing, but it's not often that I go because it's just not open a lot, and I like to go to Hood River for sturgeon fishing. I don't like the Columbia for it.
Okay. All right. So what's the biggest sturgeon you caught?
I think 56 inches.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nice. That's close to that slot limit, right? If it's
Yeah.
open for the slot that you can keep them. And,
Yeah, the smallest I think is 42 inches.
Right. I think it's 42 to 52. Is it something like that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something like that. It wasn't big. I'm trying to compete with my grandma, and she caught an 8-foot sturgeon
Oh
back
my
in
God.
her day.
Wow.
Yeah. So
Wow.
I'm not anywhere near that yet.
Of course, you get into the fishing conversations, and oh well, you should see this one that I caught.
Yeah.
Right? I did catch one down below Rock Island Dam.
A sturgeon?
Sturgeon. 12 feet.
12?
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
I was with another guy who caught one that was 15 feet.
I think that is also where my mom or my grandma caught the 8-foot sturgeon.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, there's some big ones down below the dam there.
Huh.
It's a little nerve-wracking.
Yeah.
Because, they're fish, but they're prehistoric fish that, and there's people going swimming in the river, and
Yeah.
they're swimming around with you.
Yep. How long did it take you to reel it in?
24 minutes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Only took me 9 minutes to reel mine in.
Oh, see? Yeah. She's good. She's good at this. Well, Parker, I hope you enjoy this whole process.
I
Congratulations on being in the top 10, by the
Thank
way.
you.
And we'll see you at pageant night, okay?
Yeah, thank you.
All right, there you go. Parker Averi, one of our top 10 candidates for the Washington State Apple Blossom Festival Royalty Selection Pageant, coming here on the NCW Life Channel with our countdown to coronation on Valentine's Day at 6:30. And then, of course, the pageant at 7 o'clock from the Numerica Pack. Right here on your official station for the Washington State Apple Blossom Festival, the NCW Life Channel.
Hi, I'm Amanda Walden with A. Walden Insurance Group. Medicare can be overwhelming, but you don't have to figure it out alone. I've been helping people understand their Medicare options for over a decade. Medicare isn't a one-size-fits-all. I'll help you understand your coverage options so you can feel confident in your decisions. Let's find the right Medicare plan for you. Call me today or come and see me at my office located on South Chelan Avenue in Wenatchee between the YMCA and the Social Security office. I look forward to meeting you soon.
News, weather, and sports. It's all here weekdays at 5, 6, and 10 on your local news source, the NCW Life Channel.
Coverage of the Washington State Apple Blossom Festival brought to you in part by Alpine Air Heating and Cooling. Heat and air, call Alpine Air at 509-662-6842. They're on the web at alpineair.net.
Thanks for joining us here on the NCW Life Channel as we get to meet the top 10 candidates for the Washington State Apple Blossom Festival Royalty Selection Pageant. I'll tell you more about the pageant coming up in a moment. First, we get to meet one of our top 10 It's Abigail. Abigail Walker is here. She is the daughter of Gregory and Afreen Hill Walker. Did I get that right?
Yes.
Okay. Welcome.
Thank you.
Tell us a little bit about yourself before I get into my list of questions.
Well, my name is Abigail, as you have heard. I'm a representative of the Wenatchee High School. I play basketball. I live and breathe basketball, actually. And I'm here to represent my school and my basketball.
Now, for those that are listening carefully, you probably hear a little accent there.
Yes. I am Jamaican.
You're Jamaican?
Yes.
Okay.
I love to travel there to visit my friends and family, and yeah.
How in the world did you go from Jamaica to wind up here in little old Wenatchee?
Honestly, it's my parents, and through them, I found Apple Blossom, and I just fell in love with it, and I found myself here, and now I'm here. Yeah.
That's my next question. Why did you decide to run for the Apple Blossom Festival to be part of the Royal Court?
Honestly, it started in junior year. I was in the ROTC, which is Junior Air Force Academy, at the Wenatchee High School, and I was marching. I was in my uniform, and I saw 3 lovely ladies. One of the girls that stood out to me was Deja. She was our last year's princess, and they were so beautiful, and I was like, I want to be there. And the other day, I received a letter, and my parents were like, you should do it. And I said, you know what? I'm gonna take that leap. I'm gonna take that jump. And I found myself here, wanting to represent.
Congratulations on reaching top 10.
Thank you.
I'll bet this has been kind of a whirlwind for you so far.
It is, actually.
And that's okay. I mean, it's kind of meant to be a little bit. How are you balancing the load of, okay, you have school, you just started a new semester, you're involved, playing basketball, that type of thing, and then you've got this whole Apple Blossom on top of it.
Honestly, I believe that communication is key, and get lots and lots of sleep when you find the chance, honestly. When you find the chance. Get lots of sleep. It's very important to get your beauty sleep. And remember to speak with your counselor, anyone who, if you feel overwhelmed, they have your back.
Okay, all right. So with this, as we mentioned, you're bouncing around everywhere. They're having you go here, there, and everywhere. What's been the most unique experience for you in this process?
Honestly, it's the people that I meet. I meet so many different people, and it has just helped me so much to build my character as a person, because I get to meet these amazing people, and I'm just happy to be here,
I know you have a lot of family that's still back in Jamaica. Do you think there would ever be an opportunity to bring some here to be able to see the Wenatchee Valley and see maybe what you talk about in your communications with them?
Yes, I believe that if I represent something, they would feel more welcomed, that someone of their ethnicity is here representing both places, and more people that are Jamaican or of different descent would want to come here because there's someone that's actually representing this place. That's different,
So you're 17, 18 now?
I'm 17 years
17. So 10 years from now, you'll be 27.
Yeah.
And I bump into Abigail here downtown somewhere. What are you doing with your life 10 years from now, do you think?
There are 2 things I either want to do. I'm still stuck between them, but I either want to represent this country, become a Marine, or do aviation, become a pilot, and yeah.
Why the Marines? I know you're involved in ROTC now.
Yes.
Marines is not an easy nut to crack, so to speak. So why the Marine Corps?
Honestly, it's because it's hard. I believe in discipline, neatness, and through the Marines, I feel like I can become that future Abigail. Pilots the same. They want to make sure your uniform is polished, you speak a certain way, you greet people. I look up to them, and that's who I want to become in the future. Strong, brave, and representing something,
That's awesome. That's awesome. So we all have strengths, we all have weaknesses. What are your biggest on either side of that?
My strength is I like to socialize, but my weakness is honestly would be communication and my accent. Like, people find that, I find that as a barrier to people when I want to open up. It's very hard for me to communicate, but socializing, I feel like that goes hand in hand. So, yeah.
If I was able to have the power, could give you a day, you had the whole day to you, what would you do?
If I had the money or?
Doesn't matter. You just have a day. Because right now, I'm sure it's pretty hard to get a day where you don't have to have a schedule and everything else.
You are a news reporter, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if you know this, but there's currently genocides happening in Sudan.
Mm-hmm.
And if I had the power, I would end genocide there. Not only there, because there are wars and stuff going on, but mostly it's really sad. If you were on social media and you're looking, it'd be to end the genocides in Sudan if I had the power to do anything for a day.
Wow, that's a big day.
Yeah.
Most of us would just sleep.
I would give up my time if it took off a day of my life.
Yeah.
Because we have how many days in the year? Like 365?
65, right?
Yes. I would take that day to end what's happening. It's really sad and it's heartbreaking, and I want to bring more awareness any way I can through this, if I could.
Well, I wish that power to you.
Thank you.
So I know you probably prepared for this. I know you said you were a little nervous before we got started.
I
It's
am
totally
a little
understandable
nervous.
because this is like so natural. So, was there a question that you really wanted me to ask you that I didn't ask you about maybe something from your bio or just something about you?
Honestly, maybe about my Christian background.
Okay.
I'm very Christian, so are my
Mhm.
parents, and
Mhm.
I grew up in that household, and it has somewhat made me in who I am today.
Okay. What does that mean when you say a Christian background?
It would mean the people around me, the people in my household, the people back home, my country, they're very religious when it comes to Christianity. Well, mostly religious. And through that, through prayer, through even my mom, before she even had me, she prayed every single day for like 6 months just to have me. And I am proud of that. I'm proud to be Christian, and I'm proud to be a lover of Jesus, because that's who I am, and that's how it made me me.
Thank you for sharing that.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
This is a big thing, and you have done a wonderful job, not only representing yourself, but representing your country. So keep it up.
Thank you.
And we'll see you on pageant night, okay?
Thank you.
All right, there you go. Abigail Walker is one of our top 10 candidates. And we'll find out if it's Abigail or somebody else that is part of the top 3 to represent the Wenatchee Valley in 2026 for the Washington State Apple Blossom Festival. We'll have the pageant here with our countdown to coronation at 6:30, and then the pageant gets underway at the New America Performing Arts Center at 7 o'clock. We'll have it live here on the NCW Life channel.
Apple Valley Honda is bringing the future of driving to you. Introducing the all-new, all-electric Honda Prologue EV. Say goodbye to gas stations and hello to a whisper-quiet ride and zero emissions. The wait is over. Finally, a local option for a quality EV from a brand with a track record of exceptional quality and reliability. Experience the Honda Prologue EV for yourself at family-owned Apple Valley Honda. Stay close to home and visit us at Apple Valley Honda today for the life you live.
Your favorite local channel is now available for free on your smart TV and connected streaming devices. Watch live programming and catch up with the latest shows on demand. See the local stories that matter to you. NCW Life, now on Roku, Fire TV, and Apple TV.
That is a stunning look up off of Billy Goat this morning. It is Wake Up with Wenatchee Valley. A couple minutes left of the show here for a Tuesday. Just again, a reminder about what's coming up this Saturday here on the NCW Life channel. We'll have live coverage of the Royalty Selection Pageant presented by Casper Valley Bank. With our countdown to coronation at 6:30, join 1974 Queen Julie Agins Kuntz and yours truly for our countdown to coronation. And then the pageant starts live at 7 o'clock from the PAC By 10 o'clock Saturday night, we'll have it all figured out as to whom will represent the Wenatchee Valley for the coming year for Apple Blossom Festival. All right, quick look at our 7-day forecast here on the channel before we wrap up the show this morning. Sunny skies today for the most part. A little fog in the area, yeah, especially if you're up in that Pateros area. It is a foggy morning this morning. 43 our high today, so not nearly what we had, 50 yesterday for the high in Wenatchee. 32 the overnight low tonight. Watch for some frost on the roads in the morning when you get out to get on your Wednesday morning commute. It'll be sunny tomorrow, warmer than today, 46 for the high. Extended forecast looking at some sunshine, a few clouds on Thursday, and then mostly cloudy on Friday. Chance of a little bit of rain over the weekend on Saturday and Sunday with high temperatures in the 40s, nighttime lows around 30 degrees. We're at it actually went backwards this morning, 30 after sunrise. We're expected to jump up to about 43 here in the Wenatchee Valley. Passes are good. We've got no restrictions for Snoqualmie, for Stevens, for Blewett. So if you need to travel in the higher elevations, you're good to go. All right, that's pretty much it for the show. We'll do it again tomorrow. We'll have a couple of more candidates for the Apple Blossom Festival that I will sit down and interview with. We'll have that for you. By the way, if you missed any of our interviews, they'll be on the website. Just go to ncwlife.com and you can see more there. We'll also talk more tonight in the evening newscast. My part of it was sports with the whole parade coming up tomorrow in downtown Seattle to celebrate the Seattle Seahawks and Super Bowl 60 winners, their second Super Bowl championship in team history. That's pretty good. That's not so bad. Have a great Tuesday, everybody.